what's going on, everybody? It's Timothy here with Mana Rocks, and while we are waiting for Ikoria to pop up on Arena in about 7, 8, 9 days, something like that, we are going to partake in something cool that they decided to put up on Arena. I haven't done this yet. I don't really think it's a good use of resources to do it, but as far as like a fun diversion goes, the Arena Cubed Sealed event that's up should be pretty fun for us. Note that this is kind of like a draft experience, but since they don't have the 8-man drafts up and they don't want to do like a cube drafting with bots, it is sealed only. So we're going to open 6 packs of presumably the best hits of anything that's programmed onto Arena right now, and we are going to make a sealed deck with it. Again, I don't have any experience with this. I can kind of, guess what kind of cards we'll see, but I assume everything is going to be, reasonably powerful, reasonably synergistic, as is the case with most cubes, and we'll see if we can just have a little bit of fun and win a couple matches. So the structure here, again, this is just kind of like a sink for your resources, but you can enter with 3,000 coins, 600 gems, and I believe it's up to 4 wins to make your, entry fee back, right? And this is one of those events where you get to play up until either 5 wins or 3 losses. So pretty reasonable. That seems fair to me, but you do need to go at minimum 4 and 3 before you hit your 3rd loss to make back the gold that you enter with. And if you get 5 wins, you actually get gems, which is kind of cool, but you'll note that you can't actually net anything off of this, right? Because the maximum coins you can get is 3,000, the maximum gems you can get is 600, and those are the entry fees. So again, this is kind of a diversion that I think is supposed to kind of get people to sink their resources a little bit, but it should be fun. This is a channel where we play majority limited over basically anything else, so why not give a limited all-star historic Arena cube draft a chance, right? Not draft, you get the point. Also a little insulting that there's like, what is this, Mana Vault on here, but we know we're not opening a Mana Vault. Anyway, before we jump into this, feel free to subscribe below. Again, kind of the new motto is if this has impacted your day in any way, shape, or form, helped you, kill a little bit of time, entertained in any way, shape, or form, feel free to subscribe below. And if not, that's perfectly cool. We're just hanging out here, having a little bit of fun, playing Magic while everyone's stuck indoors. You can also find us on Twitter at MTG_ManaRocks. And that seems like a good enough intro. Let's go ahead and pop some coins and see what kind of cards we've got going on here. Building a sealed pool on Arena is going to take a little bit of time, but let's go ahead. I guess the way I like to do this is go by color and kind of drag down into individual piles the cards that I'm excited to play in each given color, right? And this is sealed, so I imagine there will be a lot of cards. Normally, if this was just a normal sealed, I would probably try my best to look at my rares first, but I don't think that matters too much here. So if we're in white, Johnny's Pride Mate seems like a decent build around. If there's some life gain stuff, there's some aggro cards here. Hanged Executioner's good. I'm a big fan of board wipes and sealed, although I expect there to be a decent number of Planeswalkers, in which case, a typical board wipe gets worse. Finale of Glory, nice ramp card / token maker. Venerated Loxodon, all pretty good. For blue, we have Spectral Sailor, Blink of an Eye. I'm assuming counterspells are generally okay. Got some aggressive dorky creatures. Thassa's Oracle, that's a neat one. I don't know how much self-mill there is, but Thassa's Oracle is interesting. Illyrios, whatever. I do love me a Brazen Borrower. Counterspell, Nadir Kraken, another counterspell. And I'll drag these separately. Fairy Formation's a cool card. You might not have seen this one because it was a Brawl specific card, but it's a 5-mana 5/4 flyer. You pay 4 mana to make a 1/1 and draw a card. Very powerful card, right? Obviously something I'm interested in. There's also Thrix and Karn's Temporal Sunder, and both very strong cards. Also, Agent of Treachery. Okay, we've got some powerful things here in blue. Definitely seems better than white. I would want to go a little bit more aggro with white based on what I have there. For black, notice we have Cyclone lands. I'm assuming those are in some historic patch. But we have Duress is fine. I think this is best of 1. I don't know if I'm mainboarding a Duress. Agonize and Remorse I like way more than Duress. A little Death Touch dude's fine. Audacious Thief's a nice control card. Woe Strider. Yeah, I'm liking black here a lot. Blood for Bones is really sweet with Agent of Treachery. Erebos is fine. Josuvest, pretty good. Nightmare Shepherd, pretty good. Gray Merchant, yep. Basically, all of our black cards are powerful with the exception of, like, Gutterbone. So, black's looking pretty strong there. I don't know about Bolas's Citadel. That card was really powerful in War of the Spark. But in Sealed, you're probably going to be under a lot of pressure constantly. So, I don't know how I feel about it yet. Red, we have... really, Warlord's Fury. Okay. Nothing. Robber the Rich is fine, but it's not really like a card that I want to be in red to play this. It's just a good card. Tybalt's okay. Ox is good. Jaya's Immolated Inferno. So it does not look like red's going to pan out. For green, Elvish Reclaimer, again, fine. Dryad Greenseeker, I do love. Ramp cards. Hornbeetle, Dryad of Elysian Grove. Technically ramp. It's really good with Bolas's Citadel. Let you play a second land off the top each turn. Grow from the Ashes is nice. If we end up playing 3 colors, I'll be happy to have Grow. Reclamation Sage, I'm assuming, is probably fine here. Wayward Swordtooth. Bloomhulk. Thorn Mammoth is a busted card. Again, another Brawl Precon card. When a creature enters the battlefield, you can have this fight one of your opponent's creatures. Actually, you have to fight, which is a little awkward. Greyhenge. Gold cards, we have Big Tef. Teferi is here to wreak vengeance on people who thought that it was the last time they'd ever have to play against that card. Time Wipe, similar to, Shatter the Sky, but you get to save one of your creatures. Seraph of the Scales is pretty good. We have a Steam Vents and an Isolated Chapel for Fixin', a couple other Fixin' lands scattered throughout. Okay, and then most of our gold cards are going to be cards, including these, that if we end up in those color combinations, we'll take a second look at, but I don't think I'm playing white here based on what I saw from my mono white, so it's not very likely like Time Wipe makes it in. Teferi is worth splashing, but it looks like black is my best color, and then follow that up. I might be 2 other colors. Red is basically not a thing here, so some combination of Sultai colors is probably where I'm at. Maybe going into additional colors for things like Teferi. At the end, we have Firemind Vessel, Crucible of Worlds, and Juggernaut. Okay, I guess Firemind Vessel can help you splash, especially if you're playing multiple off-color cards, but let's go ahead and start with black here and see what we've got. So I'm going to ditch anything in white that's not splashable here. I'm going to ditch the Jaya's Immolating Inferno. And I guess I should just pitch everything here that's not black. And it looks like blue is probably my next best bet. Oop, we'll come back to you. Thinking like Sultai here, right? I keep an eye on Teferi. And this is a little annoying. Alright, so back to black. What do we got? We have a Baron Moor, Duress. Don't really love the idea of playing Gutterbones. Agonizing Remorse. Yes, yes, yes. Erebos is a possibility. It's pretty good with like Woe Strider. Good against other people who are going to be removing your creatures, but if this isn't reliably becoming a creature, I think it gets a little bit worse. It's probably fine enough, though. And then we have a white fixer in case we want to play like Teferi or something like that, so that's worth noting. This looks like a pretty good shell. I don't necessarily have to play Duress here. Let's go ahead and add in the blue. So we have Agent. Karn's Temporal Sundering does need a legendary creature on board to be castable. So we'll have to... It looks like that might not work out unless we really want to just force it with something like Illyrios and Tetsuko, which is not something I really want to do. Thrin? What is it? Thrix. Fairy Formation, Counter Spells, Brazen Borrower, Kraken. This doesn't look like a Thassa's Oracle deck. Disdainful Stroke, Blink, Sailor, and a Cycle in land. So this is what I'm looking like if I just go straight up blue-black, right? Now what do I get off green? I think I get like mana fixers and stuff, but I don't get anything that's really worth like, you know, making green a third color here. I could of course play like Grow from the Ashes, Dryad. I guess those are my only 2 mana fixers in green. But I could play those and then have more versatility in my colors. But I think I want to rather splash the Teferi or anything else in white that's really worth it. If I'm playing... I think Time Wipe is double white, single blue. Yeah, and let's go... I think you can have a Planeswalker on board for this, right? You can cast a legendary sorcery only if you control a legendary creature or planeswalker. I don't think that's going to pan out. It doesn't seem like it. And I probably don't want both of these big splashy 6-drops, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Let's go ahead and go back to our gold cards and see if we're splashing anything here. Field of the Dead is interesting for a sealed environment. We have a Vraska. I think it's just Teferi. Teferi is Teferi good. There's also Seraph of the Scales, right? If I want to splash white, I have a Seraph of the Scales here, which is a real creature for sure. Trades off pretty nicely, leaves something behind. Not bad to sack to Blood for Bones. Guess we'll try it out, and then what do we do for mana fixin'? Anything in Esper colors here? We have... That's it, I suppose. Just Isolated Chapel. It's not actually amazing. Duress can come out. Isolated Chapel makes it a little awkward that these are my only 2 white cards, right? Did I miss something? I don't really want to play Firemind Vessel. It's not a good mana fixer. Maybe I just go for blue-black and leave out the white. Have a more consistent sealed deck here. If I do that, that leaves me with 22 cards. So if I go back to blue here or black, I wonder how important the early game is, because we have very few creatures we can play here. And it just Gutterbones doesn't fit the rest of the deck here. I don't think Thassa's Oracle is going to be super relevant. I could see going like Tetsuko plus Illyrios and then dropping a card for Karn's Temporal Sundering. And that would give me 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 4 legendary creatures plus an Erebos that could potentially be a legendary creature, which would let me cast Karn's Temporal Sundering. This is a very powerful card. Take an extra turn, bounce a permanent. And I think Command the Dread Horde is worse than Citadel. Although my deck is super expensive, so Citadel actually doesn't seem like it's super busted or anything. Maybe I just want Command the Dread Horde. I don't actually have a lot of kill spells or anything like that. Yeah, these top 2 cards might actually not be that good. If I were to choose one, which one would it be? I do think I want to get like these little drops in. Ditch one of my 6s here. Probably Command the Dread Horde. And then that puts us at 24 cards. This is a lot of expensive stuff in the deck though, so I think maybe just drop the Citadel here. Get rid of the cutesy stuff, play this blue-black control-ish with a lot of just top-end beaters. Not a lot of early game removal though, no sweeper. I don't know how aggro some of these decks can get, but there's like red-green stuff floating around. I don't want to just die to it, but I think my top deck stuff is pretty good. We also have Gray Merchant, which is notable. It does make Citadel a lot better if I have a Gray Merchant, right? Not only because it gives me a lot of life, but also Citadel adds 3 to that count. I think that's my only devotion card. That's not true. I also have Erebos, which the Bolas' Citadel would be pretty good for. So 23 cards. Yeah, Citadel seems sweet. Let's go ahead and ditch a 5 or a 6 here. Sundering can probably go, in which case I probably don't want Tetsuko Umezawa. Do I want any of these other blue creatures? Do I want Thassa's Oracle? You can always just play this card, right? I don't think this is going to be like limited where you can, or like Theros Beyond Death where you're going to be milling yourself for that much. I just don't see that happening. I just don't think I have the tools to splash if blue-black is going to be my base here. You know, we could move into green, but there's not a lot that really pays me off for being in green. Teferi is the only card that I'm really losing out on here, but I just don't have the mana fixin' for it. I think Thassa's Oracle is probably better than Tetsuko. Just as a standalone card, right? If I'm going to drop the Karn's Temporal Sundering for just having another expensive card in the deck, then I don't need Tetsuko so much. But Illyrios is still probably fine, right? Okay, let's go ahead and try this out. Blue-black control. I do need to add lands, thank you. Did not just try to submit a 25-card deck. Looks like a pretty easy split, although most of my top end is black and almost all of my early game stuff is blue. So I'll probably go heavy blue here. Let's go ahead and get those full art basics. Nobody will be seated for the add-in lands portion of deck building. I believe that was right. So 15, 16, 17 lands, pretty good. And yeah, we've got good cards. I assume we're going to be playing against nothing but good cards, but let's go and try it out. We're really top heavy, so if we play against an aggro deck, we might have a little bit of trouble. If we play against another control deck, well, we might actually have some games here, and yeah, we'll see if it works out. Let me know if you would have done something different with this sealed pool. I think the other defensible choices are to try and squeeze Teferi in there, and then also potentially go in Sultai with a lot of the green mana fixing and ramp, and then using that to our advantage to try and get out other cards, maybe go 4-color or something like that. Really hinging off of the Dryad of Elysian Grove and the Grow from the Ashes, but I'm not a big fan of splashing so that your mana fixing gets better. It doesn't really make much sense, so we'll stick to blue-black and see how it works out. Thanks for watching. Timothy with Mana Rocks. Alright, welcome everybody. We are here, match number 1 against Joe Mama. Do we go for the turn 1 Spectre Seller, or do we just play tap land? We've got a lot of expensive cards, so we probably shouldn't be cycling hands like this. I think I'm just going to go tap land, turn 2 Agonize and Remorse, and just hold this for later in the game. Don't necessarily need to get out on turn 1, but I would like to be able to curve 2 into 3. So I am going to forego having a Spectral Sailor on board. Looks like my opponent might have one of their own. Let's go ahead and find out. See if they want to flash in a Sailor here. Opt. Okay. I guess I probably would have just kept Opt on top. Alright, so what do we have? Firemind Vessel, Exclusion Mage, Heliod, Lyra, Dawnbringer, and Stolen by the Fae. All obviously powerful cards. I don't think I care about the Firemind Vessel. The Exclusion Mage is probably okay. Heliod's probably also fine. I think I just want to take, like, Lyra or the Stolen by the Fae. This seems like it could be an annoying card. Just a bunch of tokens seem tough to deal with. Exclusion Mage also tempos me a little bit, but if they, like, bounce Woestrider or the Woestrider token, that's not that big of a deal. I guess if I go 5-drop Fairy Guardian, I am just going to take Lyra, actually. It is the most powerful card, and I am really lacking removal. The rest of their hand is not, like, super threatening. Heliod can be, but I think we can probably find a way to deal with that. I'm going to try to incentivize them to just tap out for Exclusion Mage here. If they want to target the goat, I get a sacrifice. If they want to just tempo me with Woestrider, that's fine. I'll probably just keep the goat on board, I imagine. Alright, more black mana, so we're obviously playing Woestrider this turn again. Question is, next turn, are we going to go Grey Merchant or Fairy Formation? Probably just Fairy Formation, and we can sit behind that. Do get to cast Spectral Sailor here. Opponent now has tons of mana. Okey-doke. And Illyrios is whatever. So Stolen by the Fae, they're going to untap, play a land, they'll have 5 mana. So Stolen by the Fae can bounce a 5-drop, which would be pretty strong, not going to lie. Do I want to... Oh, actually? I would have to eat my own creature. I'm going to not attack with Woestrider. So if I play a 5-drop here and they go Stolen by the Fae on my 5-drop, I can actually sack it to Woestrider and it will fizzle their spell. I mean, I'll lose my creature, obviously, but I'll fizzle their spell and they won't get the fairy tokens. If they're smart and do it on Woestrider, that's fine. Even if they do it on, like, Fairy Formation here, they go X is 5, try to bounce Fairy Formation with Stolen by the Fae. You know, it's going to kill my formation, and that's okay. But I get to keep everything else on board. So let's see if our opponent goes for that or something else here. I mean, I'm tapped out, so it looks enticing to do it, right? They have 7 mana. I do have Spectral Sailor to keep drawing cards. Fairy Formation is a pumped-up Spectral Sailor, obviously. Because, you know, it's better than drawing a card is making a fairy and drawing a card. Alright, so they went for it. We're going to go ahead and sack. This does target. Yep. So, move. Alright, so fizzle their spell. Island to the bottom, clearly. Swamp. Alright, so something like Citadel's good. So I think we're going to use Woe Strider to just kind of aggressively start looking for that. I'm probably going to play Gray Merchant this turn. Could also just activate Spectral Sailor here. Don't want to attack with Woe Strider. I think I can hold tight on Gray Merchant, just draw cards. And I should do it in response to anything that could potentially get Disdainful Stroked, just because if that's the card I draw. I probably wanted to Disdainful Stroke something. So we have Heliod, which is a really good card. And then 2 unknowns. Looks like we're trying to keep up like double blue or something. That cannot get Disdainful Stroked, so it's fine. Their devotion is 1. Alright, let's just draw a card here. Looks like my opponent's keeping up counter magic of some sort. As you do. Orzhov Enforcer, sure. It is a 2-drop. That might have been a reason to just activate this on my turn. We also forgot to scry there. Whoops. Let's go ahead and get the Spectral Sailor in there. If we run into a Thrix, then so be it. Opponent already highlighting their cards. Merfolk Trickster. That doesn't do anything, but okay. Oh, it takes away flying, sure. Okay, you got me there. That's fine. If Merfolk Trickster is just 2 mana, kill your Spectral Sailor, I think that's okay. The lifelink here is not going to matter because I'm going to sack it. And then probably play this plus this. Could have drawn a card in response, but don't think we're doing all that now. So we will deny our opponent some life gain there. Audacious Thief I don't think is good enough here. I think I search for better. And then we probably go boom boom. Illyrios Enforcer. And pass turn. Enforcer is not bad here either, especially with Woe Strider. Woe Strider's kind of carrying us here. Castle Vantress, 1 card in hand from the opponent still. And let's sack a goat here, because we don't want to draw land anymore. I'm only going to sack 1 though. Didn't Say Please is a good draw. Seems like just a respectable draw. Alright, so I don't mind trading if they want to lifelink something else up, so we're going to go ahead and send these bad boys in. And I assume they just give that thing lifelink. I still don't think I really want to play Gary either. I would rather just hold up Didn't Say Please, honestly. Alright, so they gain some life here, and then they make their Exclusion Mage a 3/3. This is all fine by me. Get their resources off the board. And they're going to scry here. It resolves. I have 1 counterspell active. I've got some scry action. If I hit like a Bolas's Citadel here, I'm feeling pretty good because I can just pop it on this board and go off. I'm still at 19 life. Opponent goes 1 top, 1 bottom with their scry action. What you got, OP? Is this target player? No, it's controller. Okay. Well, they kept something on top. So, end of turn here. Actually, if they attack with Exclusion Mage, do I just block with Woe Strider? Or do I want to go ahead and sack Illyrios because it can't attack? No, it would still make more sense to sack the goat, right? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this goat. Sorry. Not doing too much for me here unless I draw specifically like Erebos. There we go. There's Citadel. I don't want to just run it into counter magic. So I think what I'm going to do here is just attack with Enforcer and pass the turn. Opponent's going to get some scry action still going, but it very, very clearly kept like an instant or an interactive counterspell or something on top of their library. Flash creature. Thrix can get countered. Yes, you can counter Thrix. It just makes your other stuff uncounterable. So if their last card is now a counter, I could see being in a little bit of trouble, but it looks like they're just going to scry. And we milled. Oh, almost got him. They almost scried into the mill. Hypnotic Sprite, Thirst for Mean, and Island. Jeez, that's a lot of blue. I guess we hit We Were a Dawnbreaker. Look how different this game would be if our opponent had just resolved Illyria. So next turn, they got one card in hand. They didn't have a counterspell last turn. I'm just going to jam this Bolas's Citadel and try to go off. Not playing my land first. And let's see if they got some action for Citadel here. I mean, this could still brick, right? Blink of an eye. Gonna cast that. It's nice that it only costs 2, right? But I can still kick it? Yeah, I actually have to play my land to do that, though. I could just use it as a bounce spell. I could also... No, I can't play Gary. Kind of want to go bounce Firemind Vessel. Do I kick it, though? I'm not casting anything else from my hand, so I guess so. It just means if I hit a land on top... This can just be a bounce spell. I don't need to draw another card here, I don't think. But I can't pay life to kick it, I don't believe. Let's find out. No, yeah, you have to actually pay the mana. Alright, let's just go bounce your Firemind Vessel. Swamp on top. I guess it's technically correct to maybe just bounce Heliod. Sure. All right. Go and play our land for turn. Thrix on top. I will cast that. And we brick there. So let's go ahead and attack with just the Orzhov Enforcer. Oh, you know what we could do here is we could sack the Enforcer after combat to put a card on the bottom and keep going with the Citadel. Which is probably what I'm going to do here. That 1/1 is not going to make or break this game. So I scry the Swamp to the bottom. Could even scry the Spirit or Illyrios. Swamp to bottom. Nadir Kraken. Good. Oh, and we'll keep Disdainful Stroke on top and pass the turn. Next turn we play Grey Merchant. Doesn't do too much. I guess it does 3, 4, 5, 6 damage on its own. If they cast Firemind Vessel, I'm not going to counter that. Time Wipe can get Disdainful Stroked. Also note my Grey Merchant costs 1 less, and it can't be countered. But my opponent clearly doesn't have a counter spell. So I'm going to draw that. Oh, Nadir Kraken plus Woe Strider. That's pretty good. Thassa's Oracle. I think I can probably just put that on the bottom. I mean, I can cast it too. Lets me set up my next card here. I'm at 7 life. I'm going to try to set up a win here. If I attack with everything, they block Woe Strider. They take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I can just bring Woe Strider back. So, yeah, I'm going to let them kill Woe Strider if they want. They give their lifelink, that's fine. If they, yeah, I was going to say, if they block Illyrios, I just sack it, and then they don't gain that life. And I can put Thassa's Oracle on the bottom when I really want to play that. They go to 6, and Grey Merchant should be lethal. Sweet. Alright, Citadel pulled its weight there. Couple timely counterspells from us. I mean, they hit a Time Wipe there. If I didn't have a counterspell on top, that would have been a different game. But I think it still would have been pretty good with Citadel on board and Woe Strider still in my graveyard. So we do pick up our first win with our blue-black control deck. And we'll just run it back for match number 2. See you there. Alright, match number 2 as promised. We're against W-Ted. My computer has decided to go completely nuts. I'm on the draw for this one, but I like this hand. Brazen Borrower can get you out of most early starts, just being an unsummon. And then we go Brazen Borrower into Counterspell, hopefully get up to the Eldest Reborn. So I think this is a solid hand on the draw. Wouldn't be too bad on the play either, honestly. I would keep it either way. Fairy Formation. I don't know. Typically in cubes, like big creatures like this don't quite cut it. Like Lyra Dawnbringer in still just want to get my mana down. Let's see, if I go this, I'm going this on turn 2, so I can't Brazen Borrower. They played a red-black land. Yeah, I don't think, I don't know, is there anything this is going to be able to block that they can play that might have haste? I would rather have my Brazen Borrower on turn 2, but just guarantee that I have my 3rd land untapped. Same kind of deal as last time. Yeah, but like I was saying, those big 5-drop creatures like this, Lyra Dawnbringer, those just aren't cards that make it look. We could have blocked that too. That's kind of incredible. Alright, well, we'll look to Brazen Borrower to that next turn. Would have been awesome to just trade Spectral Sailor for it. But it is what it is. And then hopefully, after bouncing it and having them replay it, we can do a non-creature, non-land card. So they get my counterspell. This is a creature in my hand. This is all fine. They're going to take, I assume, Eldritch... No, they might take Sinister Sabotage. Just because it's the closest thing I'm being able to cast, and it disrupts their next play. Eldritch Reborn's the stronger card. But Sinister Sabotage I can cast next turn. Alright, we'll just go ahead and bounce your dude now. Opponent's going for red-black aggro deck here. Ooh, it's nice they don't know about that, not that it's particularly good or anything. If they attack with Freebooter, I can block with Brazen Borrower. If they just play that, I'll try to sneak in the Spectral Sailor for the block. I might just Sinister Sabotage it. They know I have the counterspell, so whatever they're going to run into is the card they care least about. That's fine. I'm going to let that happen and hope I don't regret it. I mean, if I go Spectral Sailor here and then they go, like, before damage burn it, that's not good news for me. I could also just let the Butcher hit me. They're not going to attack with Freebooter. Alright, I'm going to go for it here. If this just happens, that's great. Okay, cool. Sweet, I guess. They get to deal a damage. They ran their 2-drop into the counterspell, so... I don't know, let's see if they've got another 2-drop here. They do. Robber of the Rich, sure. Robber of the Rich. Well, they're going to get a card off that. Is this a rogue? It's a pirate. They do have to play a card before combat to get a card off it, which they are not doing. So they do not get a card off Robber of the Rich. So if they give me something worth countering here, I'll counter. If not, I'll cast Brazen Borrower, untap, probably just tap out for Fairy Formation, make my opponent deal with these cards. If they go end step, kill my Brazen Borrower, that's fine. Sure. I'm okay with it. Audacious Thief's a little late here. I do really like the idea of holding up Counterspell, but if I draw another land next turn, I can go Audacious Thief plus Counterspell here. Is this a rogue? It is a rogue. Robber of the Rich synergy. Is this a rogue? No. Alright, so now 5/4 flyer. I'm kind of saying to my opponent, hey, deal with this. If you do, you get some pretty good attacks here. It didn't seem like they have any lands in hand. But, I do just need to kind of draw land here, I think. Agent of Treachery is usually pretty good. Stone Coil Serpent, that's a nice one. Yeah, a little late on that. So we're just gonna, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're just gonna sit tight here. Activate Fairy Formation, draw some cards, make some tokens. There goes their 5th land. If they attack with Stone Coil, I'm not gonna block, because I still want to hold up my counter spells. It also has Trample, I believe. They might not even attack with it, honestly. I'm gonna go block here, trade off, draw a card. Nah, I'm not gonna block here. Yeah, and I'm gonna counter anything worth countering that they play, and if they don't do anything, I'll activate Fairy Formation on my end step. Yeah, and if they want to kill this in response or something, that's okay. Yeah, looks like they're playing around my counterspell. Sure. Still draw my card, get my thing. Really just trying to hit those lands exactly. So what do we do here? Audacious Thief so that this can't just freely attack, and then hold up a counterspell, which they already know about. And then, assuming we're not just like dead the turn after, we can go Agent of Treachery here, take your Stone Coil Serpent. Can't keep up counter magic that turn. But here they could send Robber of the Rich in, which is what I would do. They hit Agonize and Remorse. That's not good. Wow, Agonize and Remorse is kind of insane. I guess it's not insane because I do have the counter spell, but I am going to have to counter my own Agonize and Remorse here. They're going to cast it for sure. I'm going to go Sinister Sabotage? No, because I'm casting a 7-drop basically no matter what. I'll go Didn't Say Please here, although there might be random graveyard synergies I just don't know about. So here comes Remorse. We will Didn't Say Please that. And then hopefully they don't add anything super crazy to the board. Bells in Lock. Powerful card. Direfleet Daredevil, cast in Agonize and Remorse from my graveyard. Up, there goes my agent, so I think I just lose this game now unless I hit something insane off the top. Direfleet Daredevil is going to take my Agent of Treachery, and I'm going to die to the Stone Coil. Wow, that was not only was that the perfect combination of cards, like hitting the discard spell, but having a way to replay it that second time. So I just lost my own draw spell there. It's a little bit of a lucky circumstance. Like, most of what I do there is safe, but they hit kind of, I don't know, like if you play all my cards face up, I can't think of a perfect combination better than them to hit my discard spell and then have a way to replay it through my counter spell. So we lost to perfection there, but you can't do much about it. If we untap there and take their Stonecoil Serpent, we're looking extremely good, especially with another counterspell. But that Agonize and Remorse was just absolutely perfect. Can't do much better than that, and that puts us at 1-1, so we will run it back from match number 3. See you there. All right, welcome back. This is match number 3. We just lost to our own discard spell. Got a nice little 2-3-4 curve here. Obviously, this card would be much better on the play, but you get what you get. We have been on the draw, I believe, 3 games in a row now. And I guess Island, so we can go turn 2 Thassa's Oracle. Josu Ves. For 10 mana, you make a 4/5 and 8/2/2 Menace creatures. Or you just play it as a 4 mana 4/5 Menace creature. I believe it has Menace, yeah. Pretty easy Thassa's Oracle. Next turn we'll have to decide whether to go Thief or hold up Disdainful Stroke. The other one goes to the bottom, right? Eldritch Reborn's better. I have a counter spell. I'm probably going to play Thief next turn. So I think I'm actually, it's put one on top. I'm going to put the Eldritch Reborn on top here. Because I do plan on going 3-drop, 4-drop, and that's a nice 5-drop to hit as well. And if I keep Sinister Sabotage on top, there's no guarantee I'm going to be like holding it or anything. It's this next turn where things can get a little dicey. If I tap out for Audacious Thief, I might get completely boned. Plus, Eldritch Reborn's actually not great against this card now that I think about it. Like here, I could see an argument for holding up Disdainful Stroke, but we'll see. I mean, if Audacious Thief can at least attack into something and trade off, that's fine too. Eldritch Reborn's kind of like Elspeth Conquers Death. You want there to be a creature in the graveyard when it goes off, but doesn't necessarily have to be your creature. All right, here goes the first Esper deck. I've been hearing from people that Esper is just very strong in this format. It's got powerful planeswalkers like Ashiok and Teferi. Also, everything just cantrips into more cards. Erebos. Okay, Erebos is not actually like the most insane draw here. And what it means for me is my opponent is very likely to just jam creatures. So if I attack with Audacious Thief, they are going to block and they're going to draw a card. I can get away with attacking with Thassa's Oracle as well. And then question is, do I hold up Blink? Do I just play Josu Ves and keep pressuring them? I think I'm going to attack with both. Let's get our Audacious Thief trigger here. And I expect Cloudkin Seer to block Audacious Thief. No block on Thassa's Oracle. They might, though, if they just want to draw another card off Erebos. I think I'm just going to play Josu Ves. If I can get Josu Ves on board and then pressure him with these cards, that's great. I don't really want to play the Eldritch Reborn out until that Direfleet is dead, but we might not have a choice. And I'm not holding this for 10 mana, right? So here we go. If they play like Teferi this turn, sure, that's bad news bears, I suppose. Although Eldritch Reborn can make them sack a Planeswalker, so if I could get them to clear their board, then Eldritch Reborn will take care of it. That being said, I give them an opportunity here to just run out like a powerful 5-mana Planeswalker, and they've got 7 cards in hand, right? So a little bit of a you know, a hold your breath kind of moment. But I do think just jamming Josu Vest there and having a threat on board is pretty good when I've got interaction in my hand. God Eternal Kefnet is fine. I mean, it's a strong card, obviously, but it's fine. Baron Moore we'll hold in our hand. Josu Vest, if I attack and they double block, Josu Vest can take this out, and then I can Eldritch Reborn that away. Could also go Blink of an Eye here. Don't really want this to sit on board if I can avoid it. Could also play this pre-combat and then they can't block. I'm going to go ahead and attack. I think they're very likely to just double block here, right? They draw a card off the Zealot. They can get Kefnet back if it dies. You know, put it 3 cards deep or whatever. This means they don't take any damage. They will still take 2, of course. Yeah, I want to order it like this. Get the Zealot off board. They're going to draw 2. I'm going to play Eldritch Reborn, make them sack Kefnet. And then again, kind of shields down for a little bit, but it's fine. Might even be able to blink of an eye my own Eldritch Reborn back for some value later on. Pop. And let's see if they actually put that in their deck. I doubt they will. Or, I mean, I'm pretty sure they will put it back in the deck just so I can't, like, Eldritch Reborn it. Also, let's see if they draw another card here. Probably, right? I would if I were in that position. They did put Kefnet back. It is their top card right now. No, if Kefnet gets countered, you don't have the option to put it back. Red mana. So we can't effectively play around anything. Partly because they have all the colors, and secondly, dang. Okay, there goes that. Probably plussing. And we are, I guess I have to blink of an eye that and then Disdainful Stroke it on the way back down. They do get to keep up some mana here too, which is annoying. Alright, they do have to discard a card, but they probably don't care. Brazen Borrower is, I think, better than Disdainful, or better than Blink of an Eye, because I can't kick this right now and hold up Disdainful Stroke. They're having a tough time figuring out what to discard. That's not good for me. Karn. Alright, I guess before we attack Teferi, let's see if this actually works. Because if they have interaction here to stop the Brazen Borrower, no, they did not. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and attack them. Again, the more pressure I can put on them, the better, or the worse their Erebos becomes. Plus, I get to get a creature back with the Eldritch Reborn next turn, which is kind of nice. If they just go for Teferi here and cast it, and I get to successfully counter it, I can bring Teferi back with the Eldritch Reborn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think they have a counter spell. It didn't feel like it. They had 3 mana up last turn, so if they tap out for Teferi, it's even less likely they have one this turn. Let's go ahead and stroke that. And see if we can just bring that back with the Eldritch Reborn. It'd be pretty powerful. Golden Egg, okay. I'm going to cycle Baron Moore here on end of turn. Sure. Okay, let's go ahead and put Teferi back. If they have bounce spells, this could backfire, for sure. We will just plus, looking for action here. Agent of Treachery is good. The question is, do I wait on Agent, or do I just like use it now and take something? I think it's pretty obvious that I wait on it, right? Let them replay their Kefnet or whatever it's going to be. So we're looking to probably get Brazen Borrow on board. Wow, that's a greedy addition to a deck playing a bunch of off-color lands. If they go Kefnet or something here, fine. Thought Erasure. Again with the discard. The discard's going to get me pretty hard here. Looks like they're trying to clear the way. I mean, they're going to take Agent. I mean, I can't stop that. I'm not going to, like, blink in response or something like that. Remember, we have Blood for Bones in our deck too, which is pretty strong here. Our game plan was to go ahead and agent their Kefnet here. I mean, they could play something potentially worse than Kefnet for us. They have red mana too. Like, they could be playing anything. Ral, is it Viceroy? Okay, didn't see that one coming. This one hit Planeswalkers. Target creature. Oh, they're just going to look at some cards. Okay. Fine by me. I guess I have to determine whether or not it's more important to go after Ral or go after them. Because I'm going to have 4 damage here. Shadow Spear, sure. Alright, let's go and flash that in. I think I'm supposed to just go after them. I have a blink of an eye as well. Spectral Sailor, sure. Let's go plus draw Fairy Formation. Ral can kill a creature. They have 1 instant or sorcery in the graveyard, so it's not even particularly good at doing that. If I play this, I get to untap 2 lands. I still have mana for Kicked Blink of an Eye plus Spectral Sailor. So let's go ahead and bash them for 4. Play Fairy Formation. Is that double blue? No. End the turn and untap 2 islands. And let's see what the opponent can do this turn. In their hodgepodge deck, Erebos, Castle Vantress, Ral. Alright, so plus draw a card, basically. Look at the top 2, put 1 in your hand, 1 in the graveyard. So a little bit better than draw a card, obviously. I do have lethal on board. Alright, there goes Kefnet. I will probably just try to blink of an eye this. If that doesn't work and they have counterspells, Rankle. That can't even really attack here. I mean, blink plus Teferi clears the way. So if they've got nothing in hand, they're dead. They can't activate that. They only have 1 mana, so they can't Shadow Spear here. They can't attack with Rankle because Fairy Formation just eats it. And they scoop. Nice. Eldest Reborn really kind of did it for us there, right? And Teferi, whenever an opponent resolves a Teferi and you don't have a lot of pressure for it, you're in trouble. But the bounce plus counter got it, and then Eldest Reborn ticked up just in time to put it on our side of the battlefield. That puts us at 2-1. Having a lot of fun. Get to see a lot of familiar faces in this format, and I guess we'll just go ahead and keep it moving along. This will be match 4 coming up. See you there. Welcome back, y'all. Match number 4 against Skell 1031. On the draw again, because we're not allowed to be on the play. Maybe we were on the play for like round 1 or something like that. 1 drop, sure, and then we'll determine whether it's better to hold up a counterspell or get Illyrios down. Probably hold up counterspell, I imagine, but if they're playing an aggro deck, Illyrios won't be too bad. I don't expect to see a lot of aggro decks, but maybe. Oh, Reese the Redeem. You might not have seen this card if you haven't like played in real life too often, but this is a card that they put on Arena, I guess. You can tap it to make a 1/1 for 3 mana, and then you can pay 6 mana and tap it, and you get to double the number of tokens you have. This is the same situation where if Reese attacks, I'm just going to use Spectral Sailor to block it. Oh yes, get in there. I have plenty, enough card advantage in this deck that I don't need Spectral Sailor necessarily. And if I can get Reese off board before it becomes a problem, I'm pretty happy with it. 1 drop, 2 drop. I am perfect opponent, fear me. I am going to go ahead and remorse them here. We'll see how good their hand is. Vivian's Arcbow, Ooze, or Entrancing Lyre. I think I can deal with a Lyre. Arcbow is a little hit or miss. Requires a decent amount of mana, plus you have to discard cards. You could potentially brick. It's kind of a sweet card, but I think I should just pitch Biogenic Ooze, which is... I don't know, maybe I don't care about Ooze because I have Sabotage, but this is the same kind of situation as Game 1 where they had the Lyra Dawnbringer. I mean, this can become a 3/5 at some point, but I'm just not worried about Entrancing Lyre. Next turn, they can make this into a 3/5. Josu Vess, fine. So here's that question we were talking about. Is it worth it getting Illyrios down, or do I just hold up Sinister Sabotage? I don't care if they play that. I don't care if they use their mana on this, and I wouldn't be able to counter it anyway. So I think I'm just going to get Illyrios down, because it can at least attack, right? They do have to have a 5th land to be able to adapt this anyway. And it does give me an attack, although if they have a 4th land, they can go block and then adapt. So I can't really attack into the 0/2. If they just want to activate Liar right away, I'm cool with that. And then I'll be able to hold up Sabotage. I would rather them use their mana on the Liar than... Oh, I dodged a bullet there if I play Shepherd and then they go pop. Alright, so same kind of situation. Their only card in hand right now is Vivian's Arcbow. I think I'm just supposed to play this. If I can get that on board and protect it, we're looking like we're in a pretty good spot. They might even just untap the Liar here and have the Shepherd get locked down. Harpooner can block it, but they played that Harpooner just a turn, just a tad early, I think. They did untap the Liar. So they're going to go Liar for 4 and probably just play Vivian's Arcbow from their hand. They have 6 mana. They could actually adapt this for 5 and then have 3 mana. So they can play the Arcbow now, but they can't actually tap down the Shepherd, which is kind of neat. Audacious Thief doesn't look too good on this board. Kind of want to cycle that, honestly. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and hashtag jam. You cannot tap down Nightmare Shepherd here. And what's our play? Do we hold up Sinister Sabotage? I don't think we do. I think we probably just play Josu. It stops them from attacking us. Could play Audacious Thief because it can attack in pretty freely with the Nightmare Shepherd and just try to get a draw engine going. I'm not scared of Vivian's Arcbow, especially since they likely have to use mana for this. I think I should play that. It's a tough turn. I could go Cycle plus Thief here or Cycle plus Sabotage. Then they go tap here, and I have to be able to pressure them with what I have on board. Okay, I think Josu's the right play, and then I think I'm just going to play the land. Because my deck does have a lot of expensive cards. And now I present my opponent with a question, essentially, which is, how do you want to use your mana, right? They can tap my 3/2 here, fine, no big deal. And then if they want to go, like, untap, use Entrance and Liar to lock down Josu just so they can get an attack in, then sure. They could also top deck some pretty nasty cards because they do just have 8 mana. Cloud Conceal's fine. It's basically free for them to cast that. Not free, but free, right? Also, they can now double block Nightmare Shepherd with Harpooner plus Cloud Conceal. They pass. And what do I do here? Attack with Josu. It trades for either of those creatures, and then I can make a token copy of it, which is probably fine. Play Thief and hold up Sabotage. If I can get either of those off board, that's decent. They did not do that, so I think they're planning on double blocking Josu and then using Entrance and Liar to just keep my Shepherd tapped down. Not a bad play from them. Am I okay just getting rid of Josu here? It kind of stops them from attacking me. Huh. I think I can afford to not attack with Josu. Play Audacious Thief and hold up Sabotage. I'm assuming they're going to end of turn tap Nightmare Shepherd. Admiral's Orders, so counter Audacious Thief. If Audacious Thief survives, I get at least a card off of it. Sinister Sabotage lets me surveil here, though. So do I want Audacious Thief, I guess is a question. think I'd rather just hold the Sinister Sabotage. Wasn't actually expecting them to have a counterspell there. Here goes Arcbow. So the question is, should I counter Arcbow because it does represent potential, you know, turn-in lands into creatures? I think I'm going to. Again, I'm not super scared of Arcbow because it has the potential to miss, but it's also like random things can happen that just kind of suck. I will keep Woe Strider on top. Woe Strider is actually pretty nice with Nightmare Shepherd. And let's go to no, let's play Woe Strider first, right? Go ahead and let them use their mana. Sure, tapping down Josu. And question is, do we want to jam Nightmare Shepherd in to trade for these two? Probably not, because Nightmare Shepherd plus Woe Strider is a real combo here. Alright, so right now we're kind of in a top deck battle. If I can remove either their Reach or Flyer for pretty cheaply, then I can start attacking with Shepherd. You know, they can change this target to Shepherd, but then they have to deal with Josu. They, however, have 9 mana, and they can cast basically anything they top deck. Woe Strider will almost certainly sack the Goat here, although I could sack Illyrios. Get another 3/2, make a 1/1 Illyrios. Ooh, that is a hefty boy. Alright, all your stuff gets +2/+2 Vigilance and Trample. I mean, if they attack with that Harpooner, I'm going to block. Oh, they did not even think about it. Alright, so let's go before blocks. Sack Illyrios. I'm going to take a lot of damage here. Make a 1/1 Illyrios. That will also make a 3/2. Bottom the land. And I'm going to sack the Goat, because this all tramples, right? I'm just trying to get more information before I decide my blocks here. Island to the bottom, and I can sack Illyrios as well, because it's never going to untap. Although I am probably going to go just block here. Can block with Woe Strider. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can trade all 3 of those for this thing. Or I can go sack Josu to Woe Strider. This is still a 7/7. I should probably get that off board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll probably do that. Maybe not. Let's see. Running out of time. Still got another Hourglass here. Because I can bring this back as a 5/4. Sack this as a 1. Sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. Sack Josu. Bring back a 1/1 Josu. Eldest Reborn seems solid. Gets rid of something. And then go 3, 6, 7 on this. Maybe I should just trade across. Because I have the whatchamacallit. The Eldest Reborn. And then this can just like soak up some damage. If they want to keep me with a different creature on board. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that wouldn't do that. Is there a different way to get all the creatures off board? Guess not. Guess I ran out of time there. Take a decent amount of damage, get some creatures off board, untap with my 1/1, and go Eldest Reborn. They probably sack this, and I get a decent attack in there, right? Although I don't mind blocking with this either. Alright, get in there, Eldest Reborn. Sack your Harpooner. They basically have to cast whatever they draw next turn. And they're going to untap this thing. Might just bring back their End-Raze Forerunner. Take 3 and they take 4. Yeah, I'm going to get in there. So untap that, see what they draw. Beast Whisper's, not gonna lie, it's a pretty good draw. Yeah, probably bringing back their End-Raise Forerunner here. Oh, please attack. Yes. All right, that's probably a smooth move. So they can tap this down, but now I'm going to have... Oh, I guess they discard first. Okay, never mind. They get a little bit more action here. We're going to take 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I forgot this was going to take one additional turn. All right, I'm going to make them use the wire on my turn if they want to go ahead and attack. They're going to tap the 1/1. Although 7, 8, 9, 10. If I can get in 3 here, they take potential lethal damage. I do need them to not hit a creature. I want them to use their mana on this liar if I can. All right, no creature. Just don't chain off with Beast Whisper. Could use like an Agent of Treachery or something here. All right, it doesn't feel like a creature. Oh, maybe it is. Of course, it's not only is it a creature, but it's a friggin' 1-mana creature, and they're just gonna go off on me here, maybe? No. All right. They got a freebie. I go down to 4. 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. I think I just draw here. Keep Illyrios. Oh, Gray Merchant? That's kind of amazing. 2, 3, plus whatever I bring back, 4, 5, and then I can use Nightmare Shepherd. Is it better to just get the stupid Vigilant creature, or the End-Raise Forerunner and attack? That's 10 to them. I think they just die if I do that. They have 2 mana up. All right, let me get your Forerunner here. Attack for 10. And then no 2 mana counterspell up. Gary, get in there. Finish it. Yeah. Nice. All right, Eldest Reborn pulling its weight. Remember Eldest Reborn? Jeez. All right. Imagine if Elspeth Conqueror's deck could get a card back from your opponent's graveyard. That's basically what it is. I made a pretty big mistake there, forgetting that it still had an extra turn, but it didn't really matter. What's that put us at? 3 and 1. So we're really trying to hit that 4th win to kind of net even, and been having a lot of fun. We've seen different decks so far. Red-black aggro we lost to. We saw kind of the mirror match. We just saw a green-blue rampish sort of deck, and I forget what the 4th match was. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into match number 5, and I'll see you there. All right, how's it going, y'all? We are here on the play. Hey, we're on the play. We're against Sager, one who sages. Got a turn 3 kind of like naked Nadir Kraken that we're going to run out. We have an Erebos, which is pretty sweet with Kraken. And then Blood for Bones. If we can find a way to somehow get Agent of Treachery in the graveyard, that's going to be pretty sweet. It's just a good value card as it is. But we're 100% keeping this. We will see how we fare against Sager when we're tapping out for a 2-3 on turn 3. Not a lot of 2-drops we have in our deck, right? This deck would have killed for something like a Dusk Legion Zealot. You know, something to play on turn 2 that just draws into another card. Green, white, starting off with. Let's see if there's a 3rd or 4th color to the mix. There is. Orzhov Enforcer's fine. Ooh, Audacious Thief. Do I like that more than just running out the Kraken? I think so. I think so. There's a good chance the Thief ends up, you know, not being super relevant here, but I can possibly go Erebos, attack with Thief. We'll see. We're against some sort of Abzan deck here. Ruin Raider, nice card. So on their end step, if they attacked with a creature, which they're okay just trading here for here. Let's see. If I attack with Thief, I'm going down to at least 15 next turn. What I can do, though, is go Kraken, attack with Thief, make a Tentacle here. And they're going to trade Enforcer. So they get the Spirit token, but I'm kind of up a card. That Spirit token is going to fuel their Ruin Raider. And now they have to deal with the Kraken, which isn't exactly like impossible to deal with, but they do kind of have to deal with it. So yeah, they're going to reveal their top card at the end of the turn if they attack to the creature, and they're going to lose life equal to its mana cost. Another game where we kind of just want to get to Agent of Treachery, right? All right, there goes Kraken. Probably take 4 and keep this on board. It's pretty good with Blood for Bones. All right, reveal a 10-drop. They revealed a land, as they do. All right, we drew Agonize and Remorse, so unfortunately we don't have too much of a play. We can go Stroke plus Remorse. Our hand's not amazing here. We could play Erebos. I think I'm going to Remorse and hold up Disdainful Stroke. Just try to get them to not build too much of a board up. They have Angrath. They have Witch's Vengeance. Okay, don't think I care about that too much. Brain Maggot, which I'm probably going to take, and then this deals damage to tapped creatures. So I think I'm going to take Maggot and Disdainful Stroke Angrath. And then we can kind of play around both of these spells. Pass the turn. Hopefully they end up taking a decent amount of damage from their own Ruin Raider. Of course, with that being said, you know, if they just hit lands, they've got plenty of life to work with. Let's take another 4 this turn. Let's go ahead and stroke that. That was the game plan all along, sucker. And we have to tap out for Erebos next turn. We're not looking, you know, super great here. Fairy Formation would be a pretty good draw. Thrix would be a really good draw because they won't see it coming. And they reveal 1-drop. Thassa's Oracle. Sure. I almost want to just get Erebos on board. Thassa's Oracle sets up my next draw, but it's very likely just going to put a land on top. If I go here, block, take 1. They could Witch's Vengeance if they really want to, just to be able to grow this. I go down to, I'd have empty board versus 6, whatever this is. So I think I just have to kind of play Thassa's Oracle and hope I put something good on top. It's not a great spot to be in. We'll put a land on top here and pass. Yeah, this went downhill pretty quickly. Just because my cards don't add to the board and I'm still a decent ways away from this agent. Greedy mana bases are greedy. They do get to scry, so if they keep on top, it's probably a cheap card for their Ruin Raider. Can also double block Ruin Raider if they decide not to Witch's Vengeance here, but they can Witch's Vengeance off, like, just use it as 1 removal to kill my Thassa's Oracle. Attack with everything, and if I don't block, they play this and put a counter on it. So I think I'm kind of priced in to block in Ruin Raider. That being said, I could go Blood for Bones. If I don't block, I could go Blood for Bones, sack this, put Audacious Thief back on top. I assume they're going to Witch's Vengeance here. Unless their last card is like targeted removal, they might use that instead. Yeah, I might have to... So, kill Thassa's Oracle. Yep. Attack. Yeah, I'm drawing a land next turn, so I have to not block and then use Blood for Bones to put 2 creatures on board. And then hope Agent of Treachery is good enough. I didn't even see whether they scried on top or not there. Josu Vess on top, sure. Alright, let's go. Blood for Bones. Sack this. Oh no, the auto tapper. Alright. We'll give him the GG there. I thought about it as soon as I cast the spell, I needed double blue up. And even then, I'm in pretty bad shape. But we got beat down there pretty hard. The Kraken, unfortunately, going away. We had a good start there, but I guess we just kind of missed. The Agent of Treachery is really boning us here. If we had hit land, we would have been better off. But even if we go Agent of Treachery the turn after there, we kind of have to take, like, the Spirit token. We're just dying super hard. That being said, 3 and 2, we really want that 4th win so that we don't go down on coins for an event that doesn't reward us with anything. But still having fun. Match 6 will be up in just a second. See you there. All right, here we are for match number 6. We're on the play again. We've got 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, which I like quite a bit. It does require that we play our sandbar out in order to cast this guaranteed. So I'm going to do that. We're going to go sandbar into Enforcer, Kraken, Nightmare Shepherd, and that's a pretty good start here. I would like to do the one thing I can do. Black Fox. We're against MTG Game Gen. It's not a bad draw. It gives me something to do on turn 5. I'm still just going to play untapped lands here. Basically, my opponent kind of has to kill Kraken right away, but it looks like there are plenty of ways to do that. Okay, the Remorse gets us again. Now my hand looks bad. God, stupid Agonized Remorse. I know I'm playing it in my deck, but man, is it annoying. It's one of my least favorite feelings in Magic is getting Thought Seized. I'm going to do this right now, because I might draw into a 2-drop. That is a 2-drop. Mono black, maybe? Embodiment of Agonies, 1/1 Death Touch. Sure thing. You got it. Ooh, Citadel's a nice draw. Do need to kind of get there, right? But I do think we still obviously go Nightmare Shepherd attack. And see what their answer is to Nightmare Shepherd. And then hopefully get to slam Bolas's Citadel with a high life total. Surprise red mana. Robber of the Rich, back for more. Not in a position to attack, though. And I could attack with Nightmare Shepherd, but it trades for the 1/1. I'm just going to jam with Orzhov Enforcer. And do I even want to play Josu here? I think I'd rather keep up Brazen Borrower. They could attack with Embodiment, but no, they take 4 back. All right. Fairy Formation. Might be worth just tapping out for that one. Ping. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. If they die, we get a small Fairy Formation. We get a small Spectral Sailor if it dies. The Immortal Sun. All right, I mean, that's good because of what it does, but it's not, like, amazing against us. I'm also probably just going to bounce it here, see if they want to trade. Could attack with both, right, and just put the pressure on. They probably block Nightmare Shepherd. And then I go, like, Thief. I could go Thief, Brazen Borrower, bounce this, right? But I think I'm okay going attack here. If they block with Embodiment, I'll just make a 1/1 version of the Fairy Formation. Seems good to me. And then just kind of time walk them with Brazen Borrower. Yes, I would like a 1/1. Question is, do I play Thief and go Brazen Borrower, or do I go bounce and then hold Brazen Borrower on end step? Don't want to get, like, decimated by a board wipe or something. I think I like going Thief. Board wipe wouldn't even be that bad. We get to keep a 1/1. And we'll play Audacious Thief here. Is this a rogue? Ooh, it is a rogue. Is this a rogue? Wow, rogue tribal. So yeah, a board wipe would mean I get to keep 1/1 versions of these creatures. Sarkhan the Masterless, make a dragon. Solid. Respectable. Blink of an eye was kind of an amazing draw there. I will kick it. Ooh, the good old Sarkhan Immortal Sun combo. And we can just attack with everything here. Probably should kill Sarkhan, right? Yeah, I will kill Sarkhan. And they probably trade... Oh, wait. Oh, man. Why didn't I attack with my creatures? Man, I'm good at this game. I'm good at this game. I promise I play Magic. Ooh, what is this? Oh, manually tapping for the Immortal Sun. Okay. Into Phoenix of Ash, sure. Didn't say please is a good draw. Still think I'm okay sending that Thief in, and Nightmare Shepherd can certainly attack here, certainly. Could go Bolas's Citadel. So I can also go Josu. Oh, right, reach. Didn't think about that, did I? Kill the thing. I forgot this thing has reach. Still probably fine. And I didn't attack with this? What is going on? What am I doing? Alright, so what do you all think here? Probably Bolus the Citadel and try to just go off. They're at 12. Haven't played a land yet. Yeah, Citadel seems good. Disdainful Stroke is, again, we would rather see something else there, but it's not bad to have a Disdainful Stroke on top, right? It just stops a lot of their expensive stuff they could be doing here. 6. I didn't play my land. I have played this match so poorly. They should be at less life. I should remember to reach. This is just bad. Judith, sure. Oh, if they don't give me a stroke target, that could be pretty bad, though. Bone Crusher, sure. Just pumping in damage. So I go down to 15. Untap. Erebos, probably worth getting off the top. Land for the turn. Oh, Grey Merchant's pretty nice. So do I cast Josu and then play Grey Merchant? Probably, right? Blue. Erebos will be a creature now as well. How much is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opponent goes to 2. Remorse them. Sure, what's your last card? Get out of here. And then land on top. Can't block that Phoenix. Or I can actually with Brazen Borrower. Paying for 1. Attack with Enforcer. I think I'm just going to play it as safe as possible here. They draw 2 cards. I have a counter spell. I can also block the Phoenix if necessary with the Brazen Borrower. Could use Erebos' ability here. Basically just have to not die to Phoenix. They can pump it 2 times. 5, 6, 7, 8. They can pump it 3 times if they play a land, in which case I just block with Brazen Borrower. Remember, we missed some damage earlier, so very relevant. Citadel plus Grey Merchant has been working out pretty nicely for this deck. They have 2 cards they can cast. You know, there's some stuff that can happen here. We're not just like... We don't just automatically have the win here. We did just drain for 10. All right, let's see what happens. Phoenix of Ash coming in. Do I hold up the counter spell? Remember, they can pump it twice, so it can go up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. I just think I like having the didn't say please here. If they pump twice, then, you know, they're probably casting a spell that gets countered. What if it's like Embercleave? I still don't think that would be lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it would actually be lethal. Because it costs 1 less, and they'd have enough to still pump this. Okay. There goes a pump on the Phoenix. And it looks like they want to cast their spells. Okay. Play Brazen Borrower here? I think so. Give them an opportunity to play through counter magic. What you got, opponent? Bake into a pie, Josu. Don't think I want to... Well, do I want to draw that land? I'm going to draw it anyway. I'll decline. I don't want to lose any more life here. I think I've just got him, though. I've got multiple counter spells in hand. There's really nothing they can do. They could gain life, sure, with the food. Go to 15. But then what? This has them taking 3, 4, 5, 6. If they sack this, there's nothing they can do, right? So they have to cast a spell, and it won't matter because of the counter spell. So we got there despite some extremely sloppy play. There were like 2 turns in a row I just didn't attack. I make that mistake a lot with reach creatures, especially red reach creatures, because you kind of forget about it. So that I can forgive myself for, but that turn I just didn't attack, and then the turn after also didn't attack. It's kind of like, what? Did make my opponent use a Bone Crusher Giant on 1/1 Fairy, though. Anyway, we get one more match here. We already netted even, so we're pretty happy with that. I guess we get 3 cards. 2 of them are uncommons, not in standard, so cool. Get to add to my collection with my infinite wild cards here, but whatever. And let's go ahead and play our final round, and then we'll talk about it. Match 7 coming up. See you there. All right, welcome back for the final match. This is definitely a mulligan. We are on the play here. Definitely better. I think Thassa's Oracle, easy ship to the bottom. I'll play Remorse on turn 2 anyway. And then go Woe Strider, and we'll see if Blood for Bones matches up or not. Gonna look like a mono black deck here. Don't like red. We have Deep Dweller, Instigator, Robber, Cavalier. Think we can hold tight on Cavalier. Although it is pretty good. Probably take one of the 2-drops. Dark Dweller strong, but it's a little bit of a mana investment. Goblin Instigator goes a little bit wide, but I'm not too worried. I think I'm just supposed to take Robber here. They want to dump resources into a Goblin Dark Dweller, so be it. Cavalier will be a problem when it hits the board, but I've got time to worry about that. Woe Strider blocks fairly nicely as well. If they attack here, probably just block with Woe Strider, honestly. Blue is kind of a interesting pair up. Get resources off board. Cavalier's kind of busted when you have other creatures. I can get Woe Strider back later. I'm gonna draw this Nightmare Shepherd. Ooh. Wow, black. Hope I don't draw any blue cards, because they're gonna start going off. So yeah, this has been really fun. I like my deck. Obviously, the fault with my deck is that I just don't have removal. I don't really have ways to deal with things, right? You know, Eldest Reborn, kind of my removal spell for this deck, and look how bad it is against this opponent. They can Cavalier next turn with a red source, and then I just die to a board of tokens if they have Cavalier on board. Yep, that's not going to cut it. So what do we do here? We can go Blood for Bones, sack this, get back Woe Strider. That's it. It's pretty bad. And they're just getting to go off here. We've got no way to interact. Mulligan down to 6 with no blue sources. It's just not a way this deck is ever going to win. They did pay 1 for the Nadir Kraken, so they don't actually get to do this turn, which is kind of nice. My hand is extremely embarrassing. One way I could see winning this game is going Swamp Citadel, Grey Merchant, right? That's basically the only way. Karn's fine. -2 Karn. You can have... Sure, you can have a Fanatical Firebrand. Erebos, huh? This pluses the draw card, essentially. They can minus to get back Goblin Trashmaster. If I attack, I'm taking... And they have a mountain, I'm taking... I just die if that happens, so I can't play around it. Alright, Erebos, and I think I just gotta let them have Karn. This match is over. I don't see myself coming back from this. And we're pretty far gone here. Like, we just... Half of our deck is blue cards, and islands aren't even good draws, so it's like, what could we draw that's insane here? Eldest Reborn doesn't do it. Yeah, like I said, Citadel into Swamp or something. You can have Patient Rebuilding, because I don't want you to have that 5th land, or 6th land. I guess maybe I should have given them Island. It's really Mountain I care about. They did not put another counter on the Kraken. One, two, three. We're not even particularly close to having Erebos on board here. I guess we need 2 more Black Devotion, so like a Grey Merchant off the top would be fine. Sure, Patient Rebuilding's a powerful card. Sure. I think we can just scoop to this, right? We don't have interaction. There's nothing we can do. I can Erebos to kill a creature. Draw a card. Probably what I have to do. Target a goblin, because they have Trash Master. And probably the token. Yeah. I'm just doing this to draw a card. Okay, that's an island, I suppose. So we are going to pass the turn. We can Disdainful Stroke something now, but my opponent gets to start drawing multiple cards. So yeah, Patient Rebuilding mills your opponent for 3 every upkeep, and you get to draw a card for each land. It's kind of a busted card. Opponent's going to make some dudes here. I'm going to cry a little bit. Wow, this deck was not good at coming back from behind, that's for sure. Needed to get ahead and stay ahead, but we didn't have the tools. Blood for Bones also may not have been that good in this deck. It just hasn't been relevant in any game we played it in yet. A little awkward too. Our opponent tapped in such a way that they're probably not casting a 4-drop this turn. We can Woe Strider next turn, I suppose. I don't know what that does for us. Take a 7/8 to the face. So now they're killing us with damage. They're killing us with this. We have to keep up Disdainful Stroke mana for that Cavalier, or we will just die to it. Literally die to it right away. Captain Lineary Storm. Remember that card? Sure. Another island. So I think this is pretty obvious. I've got to start attacking them, right? Don't have a luxury of sitting around forever, although this does hold back Lineary Storm now. Gonna play a 5/4 Woe Strider. Goat can block there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go down to 2. There's no way I can win this game. Bolus Citadel doesn't do it anymore. No sweepers in the deck. No way to take care of this many tokens. This is what happens when Nadir Kraken goes unanswered. Unfortunately, our Krakens went answered in every deck we played it in. Get those off the top. Alright, so we're basically dead this turn, right? Hopefully they just go Cavalier. I can Disdainful Stroke it, and then maybe there's some insane card on the top that I'm forgetting about. Josu Vess, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't cast that. Or at least can't kick it. Brazen Borrower. So block 2. Alright, we'll just good game them here. Opponent's deck seemed pretty sweet. I guess the real fault there is that my deck just doesn't have removal, but also that was a bad... I mean, we mulled to 6 and we drew particularly badly. You know, drawing the blue cards before the islands and then being in a position where you need like 5 turns of your opponent doing nothing means you're not getting there. But we got a nice little 4-1. Got some Dominaria uncommons. Let's go. And some gems from a Dominaria rare we apparently have 4 of. Not sure how that happened. Probably something I needed for a standard deck. But that was fun. I enjoyed our deck. It was definitely missing some tools, missing a way to get back in a game that we were losing. And, having a black-blue deck with very little removal is kind of a problem. Even like a Brazen Borrower wouldn't have done it because we didn't have the islands in that last turn. But overall, as a deck, it was fun when you got to go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, and then have counter spells. But if you're playing from behind, there's just no way we're going to win. We didn't have an Ashiok, we didn't have a board wipe, we didn't have Witch's Vengeance or anything like that, which is, I think, what we needed to get that last win in. That being said, that was a lot of fun. If you like this sort of thing, you can let me know in the comments below that you want to see more. It is a little risky, right? We just barely netted even on coins, but one less win and you're just down 1,500 coins for a couple, Dominaria uncommons doesn't really seem worth it to me unless people really enjoy the content, in which case, sure, I'll go ahead and do a couple more. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these cube sealed events, and I will certainly do more. And if not, if you want me to just stick to, Theros Beyond Death and Ikoria, I'll do that too. So voice your opinion in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe while you're down there, or find us on Twitter at mtg_manarocks.